When subtracting decimals, whether they're negative or positive, we look at it in the same light as integers. Each sign is going to tell us to go left or right on the number line. A negative 8/10, as we start with, is going to tell us that we're starting on the left-hand side of the 0. Adding another negative value continues us in that same direction. Just like with integers, if they're the same sign, we add them normally, and because they'll stay on the same side of that 0, they're going in the same direction, we keep the sign. Then we have a subtract 5 and 4/10. And though this is subtraction, we can think of this as the inverse additive, or the additive inverse. If we subtract a positive, we talked about in class, that is the same as adding a negative. So if I change this problem, I can have negative 8/10 plus negative 7 and 2/10 plus its additive inverse, which would be negative. Same value, we want it to still have the same absolute value, but now it's negative because I've changed what the operation is telling me as far as direction, so I must also change the direction that's represented by the number itself. Now I have all negatives. With all negatives, they're going all in the same direction, and I can add normally. Some of these I know you can do in your head. If I start, I'm going to have 7 and 2/10 plus 8/10. Add normally, I get 10, carry the 1. I have now 8, but remember they're negative because they're on the same side. Negative 8 plus 5/4. But again, these are negative values. The key, whether I'm finding the difference or adding normally, is to make sure that these signs stay the same and to make sure that the place values that I'm adding together have the same representation of value. So I'm adding tenths with tenths, ones with ones, tens with tens, and so on. To best do this, as we've talked about with our addition, it is to line up the decimals. This is the easiest way of making sure that we're taking away the same amount as far as size. This will come back also within our fraction unit, or rational fraction unit. So in this case, though I am adding two negatives, I'm just going to add normally. So 4 plus 0 is 4, and 8 plus 5 is 13. Again, because they all go the same direction, I have a negative value. Therefore, in the end, I have negative 13 and 4/10. If you have any questions, make sure that you're writing them down and bring them to class tomorrow.